We have hope in the fact that dark clouds will always have some silver linings. Despite high level of moral decadence in our country, some Nigerians are willing to live above board. The Lagos State Police Command has confirmed the arrest of 4 suspects over alleged possession of illicit drugs worth 10 million naira in the Mile 12 area of the city. Confirming the development in a statement, the State Public Relations Officer Benjamin Hundeyin said the suspects were arrested by operatives of Rapid Response Squad, that's the RRS. A member of the syndicate who initially escaped the scene on bike was arrested by the operatives after he returned with 500,000 naira to bribe the officers to release the drugs and the suspects. Gentlemen, there's something about RRS I know from time that
from the foundation.
It's not like there's this
I wish to say that it is peculiar to RRS.
Yes,
but I'm sure there are many officers all over the police who also do resist temptations of this nature. But the case of RRS is very peculiar because those who have headed RRS in the last 12 years have given leadership at a level that if we are a serious country, RRS will be the example. They will be the face of the police and will be used as a training tool to train other officers. Because you must know that since Abode days, even Fashola days, they pumped a lot of money into what is now RRS. They have the best gadgets you can think of, including a helicopter and boats. So what all this will come to naught if the manpower does not fit into the vision. But the leadership,
if they are like any other police officer extorting money like the defunct SAS.
Yeah, no, that's a bad example to give. But we commend RS. We have always commended them. They are very professional. Even under this present administration, they've shown leadership and they've shown commitment. It's not that they don't have bad eggs, they do. But the speed in which they deal with those matters really impresses me.
We have seen even situation whereby
I think RS is proof of failure of government. And I will explain. The federal government controls the police. You understand? But the Nigerian police have been underfunded.
Yes.
And nobody cares. Why RRS is effective is because it is being funded by Lagos State government.
Lagos State Security Funds.
And then the Lagos State government were able to do the Lagos State Security Trust Fund, where a lot of these companies contribute a lot of money. So by the time the government, Lagos State government has their own, they have enough resources to be able to fund, to get them the necessary tools that they need, to be able to give them the necessary allowances that they need. When you die as a RRS person, there's a lot of money, there's a money voted for that. For the family. That's what I'm saying.
For you to see
that's what I'm saying.
That I'm bribing you with half a million.
Let me tell you something. It shows that what it means. What it means is that there's nothing wrong with the personnel of the Nigerian police. The problem with the Nigerian police is structural. Is the people who are controlling the Nigerian police that made the Nigerian police to be the way it is. The people who are in RRS are members of the Nigerian police force. They were just deployed from Nigerian police force to RRS. But the only difference is that when they get to RRS, there's a structure in place that is well funded. There are personnel that are well motivated. There are disciplinary. There are things that will put people procedures in place. So those who work there will conform with the proper things they are supposed to do. But when you see a police officer who is frustrated, a police officer that knows that if I die in the course of this duty, RRS is going to pay my family X amount of money. You understand? He will be motivated enough to do that job. You understand what I'm saying? So when somebody comes and offer you a bribe, there is tendency for you to say, no, let me be professional. But when you see a police officer, for example, maybe the salary have not been paid. You understand? The salary have not been paid. Maybe the uniform is no welfare package. Maybe the uniform they had to buy it himself. They had to contribute money to fund to fuel the car that they brought to that place. When they see 500,000, they will collect it. So what we should do is to try to tell the government through the Inspector General of Police.
Sometimes I even read their magazines. They call them the good boys.
I know the good boys.
You know, during the time of Olatunji Disu. You see, I'm sure they will still be doing it now.
Yeah,
if your car is broken down, they stay with you.
In fact, what they did, because I do know this, what Tunji Disu did, was to ensure that there is community relationship. In fact, RRS is what the state police will look like if we ever get there. Because he made sure, I'm sure the president man is doing the same thing, that the community is involved in policing. So go out of his way, talk to Bales, talk to Obas, community leaders, and let them know where he stands. So they know they have access. In my area, there was a time these hoodlums were operating, and just a call, 10 minutes, because I called him at Abulegba, and before I got to Berkeley Estate, 5 cars arrived. Just to buttress what Mayor said. Because they have the logistics. They were not complaining that the car broke down. They are not asking me to bring money for fuel. That has been taken care of by the states. So they are not at Abulegba under 10 minutes. And everything worked. That is, and I keep telling people, this is the best example of what a true professional state police will look like.
So the flip side of it is that now the level of moral decadence in terms of the way our youths peddle and consume drugs
is scary. And I'll tell you one thing. People talk, people say things. Yes, I'm an old man. I'm 62 years, but I'm somebody who. I'm somebody who is very close to. Most of my friends are the younger people, much younger than me. So I see a lot of young people every time, and I'm scared for this country, because the level of drug that goes around these youths is unbelievable.
That tramadol,
do you know that
they hawk it?
No. Apart from tramadol, there is Arizona, there is skunk, there is so many things. And the fear, my problem now is that before, when you take ordinary weed, normal weed, when you take normal weed,
marijuana. You
try to, which is marijuana. They've moved from that now. That's Canadian loud. That is only poor people will take that one. But what I'm saying now is that when you want to take drug, when you want to take weed at that time, you will go and hide somewhere. People, when they want to abuse somebody, will say it's Amugbo, is a drug person. Now people feel so proud that they are smoking Arizona or weed or Canadian loud. You go to a nightclub, people will be smoking openly. In a club, in a closed place. You go to parties, you will see young girls, young ladies in their 20s open their bag and bring out loud and start smoking it.
Which one is loud?
Loud is it's a higher form of weed. It's a higher form of weed. These are processed weed. They are processed weed. So what you see people smoking it, and they feel so comfortable doing it. They don't see anything wrong doing it. This hip generation, they are doomed, because from their 20s you will see ladies in their 20s. In fact, ladies smoke more than men now. You see ladies in their 20s smoking loud, Canadian loud, very expensive. That's why those people broke that 500. It's not the normal.
Oh, it's expensive.
Oh, it's not the normal weed that you buy from Suraju in Mushio. It's like going now, because most of those weed, they grow it inside a closed place.
Glass houses.
And it's very expensive. And you will see our young people smoking it. But my fear is that they feel cool doing it. Taking drugs, they feel cool taking it. It's like a competition. You'll be seeing somebody to be saying, oh, he has graduated to crack, or he has graduated to cocaine or thing.
But you see some funny videos online. You see young men entering, swimming in the gutter, and they'll be pouring water on them, and you begin to look at if this is the effect you are going to derive after smoking, inhaling this thing. I don't understand.
When I was in the US, there's something called, please, where is my way home? It's a drug that you will be out mentally. So why 48 hours? I think
48 hours?
And you'll be out. So they will do whatever they want to do to you. That's why they call it a rape drug. For 48 hours, they can do whatever they want to do to you. And when you wake up, you have no memory of what happened to your body. And it happens to both male and female. So it's not really. But the point here is this. There are certain places in Lagos that are becoming notorious for drug use.
In spite of NDA,
and I'm not even talking about the weed stuff. I'm talking about the real serious business. Areas like Ikorodu, you understand? Where people are willing to take on the state. That's the danger the US is warning about. These people no longer fear authority. they have no need for authority. The state has failed them. And because the state has failed, they are now setting their own rules and living by it. And the danger is this. I keep telling people, I say one day the day problem will start, it will be a day that one person will try to be sane. And those who are insane will deal with him. That's where we are going now. Task force on drugs, I think they have one in Lagos. NDLEA is doing the best they can.
NDLEA is doing, you know why NDLEA is doing a wonderful job? It's because of Marwa that is there. You know, General Marwa has always been an achiever. When he was governor of Lagos, you know, he did Operation Sweep then and solved the problem. And he came in because there was it's like a cabal that controls that thing, that allows all those things. Yeah. So they bring those things in, everybody makes money, and they go home. So when Marwa came, a new general was in town who was not ready to cut deals. So every day they're smashing those things, and that is why you see things like that. Because when they bring those rigs, it's very expensive. So those guys, but we're just lucky that if they had brought it in the afternoon during a busy time or something, or were concealed, they would have taken it to wherever they were taking it to.
All right.